Hey there, focus learners. Welcome back. Today, we're taking what could just be a standard grammar lesson and completely transforming it into a highly interactive, gamified explainer. We are going to master Chinese sentence structure together, and we're going to do it step by step. If you've ever struggled with how to arrange your words in a new language, or honestly, if you just love understanding how completely different cultures organize their thoughts, well, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to build your understanding level by level. We'll learn the actual vocabulary, practice the pronunciation, and I'll be pausing to let you test your skills as we go. All right, let's dive right into this.
So, let's kick things off with a beautifully simple starting sentence. I will beat him. Or, in Chinese, 我会打他. 我会打他. Now, as our source material jokingly points out, nothing motivates learning quite like a little planned violence, right? But what's genuinely great here is that the word order in this basic sentence is exactly the same as it is in English. Subject, verb, object. 我会打他. I will beat him. But for our purposes today, this is way too simple. I mean, if we're planning a hypothetical heist or, some disciplinary action, we need details. When are we doing this? Where? How? And, well, how badly? But wait, before we start layering in all those juicy details, we have to establish the absolute ultimate law of the Chinese language. The golden rule dictates that you must explain every single detail before your action. Literally, before you hit someone, you have to explain everything about it. Let's lock this in together. Context first, action last. Context first, action last. Context first, action last. Remember this philosophy, and I promise you, the entire language just unlocks for you.
Okay, welcome to level 1 of our learning game. We're focusing on time and place to start. Let's say we want to add the word for tomorrow, which is 明天. Say it with me. 明天, 明天. Now, in English, you might just slap tomorrow at the very end of the sentence. Very casual, spontaneous action. But based on our golden rule of establishing context first, where do you think 明天 goes in our Chinese sentence? I'm going to give you 3 seconds to guess. 3, 2, 1. All right, do you have your answer? If you guessed that it goes at the very beginning, you are absolutely right. Time goes first, so the structure becomes tomorrow I will beat him, or in Chinese, 明天我会打他. Now, you can actually also put the time right after the subject I, but the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that it must come before the action. There's no spontaneous, casual action in Chinese. You must establish the timeline and the context first. Let's escalate the difficulty of our game just a bit. You don't just act randomly, you gotta plan the exact location. We want to say, at his house, which is 在他家. Listen to the syllables on that. 在他家. We already have 明天我会打他. Where does the place component, 在他家, fit into this puzzle, keeping our golden rule in mind? Take 3 seconds to lock in your guess. 3, 2, 1. Got it? And this right here brilliantly illustrates the emerging pattern. You state the time, then you state the place, and only then do you introduce the action. Tomorrow, I will, at his house, beat him. 明天在他家我会打他. Time, place, action. Think of it kind of like a theater director setting up a scene. You are meticulously painting the entire backdrop of the stage before any actual movement happens. This actually highlights a hilarious but also really profound cultural difference in how we structure thought. In English, we often lead with the action. I hit him. And then later we're like, oh, right, yesterday at his house with a stick. It's a long story. In English, you essentially punch first and explain later. But the highly structured Chinese mindset says, hold on, let me patiently explain the when and the where, and then I punch. It's honestly an incredibly logical way to communicate. All right, let's see how this builds in level 2, choosing a method. Please, go ahead and choose your preferred hypothetical weapon. Let's pick a stick, which is 用棍子, 用棍子. We want to add using a stick to our growing sentence. We already have the time and the place sorted out. Where does the method 用棍子 go? 3 seconds on the clock for your guess. 3, 2, 1. Boom, the method goes right before the action. Makes sense, right? You're preparing the tool before you actually swing it. So the grammatical sequence is time, place, method, action. And since 用棍子 can be a little tricky to pronounce, let's repeat it slowly 3 times to really lock it in. 用棍子, 用棍子, 用棍子. Excellent. Your method is now ready. We are basically at the final boss of our sentence structure game now. We need to introduce the very last detail, the hitting mode, or the degree of intensity. Do you want to hit him hard or hit him lightly? Let's go with lightly, which is 轻轻的,轻轻的. I mean, this explainer is purely for educational purposes after all. So where does the intensity, 轻轻的, slot into our formula? Take 3 seconds to lock in your final puzzle piece. 3, 2, 1.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is that our extremely specific, albeit slightly naughty, educational sentence is now perfectly assembled. Time, place, method, degree, action. Tomorrow, at his house, using a stick, lightly hit him. 明天在他家用棍子轻轻地打他. It shows exactly how details just infinitely stack before the actual verb. You set the timeline, you build a location, you hand over the props, you give the motivation, and finally, you get the action. Now, I know that might seem like a whole lot of moving parts and foreign vocabulary to juggle in your head, but I really want to remind you of the number one. Because despite all the stacking and sorting, there's literally only one golden rule you ever need to remember to make sense of it all. If you get confused, just fall back on that core philosophy. Context first, action last.
All right, focus learners, it is time for the final Blitz quiz. We're going to do a rapid-fire test of your memory right now. We are taking all the vocabulary and structural components we just practiced to see if you can build the ultimate sentence structure completely from scratch. Get your mental gears turning. Are you ready?
Okay, here are our 5 components, and they are completely scrambled. I'm going to read each one slowly. As I do, I want you to mentally arrange them into the correct, flawless grammatical order. Component 1, hit him. Data. Component 2, lightly, 轻轻的. Component 3, tomorrow, 明天. Component 4, use a stick, 用棍子. Component 5, at his house, 在他家. Take a few more seconds to lock in your final sequence before the big reveal. Assemble that puzzle in your head. 2, 1.
Let's reveal the correct order step by step. First, we set the time, tomorrow. Second, we establish the place, at his house. Third, we choose the method, use a stick. Fourth, the degree of intensity, lightly. And finally, the action itself, hit him. 明天在他家用棍子轻轻地打他. Huge congratulations. If you got that right, you have literally just mastered an incredibly logical, escalating sentence structure. You completely beat the game. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really powerful quote from our source material. Context always goes first. You see, learning grammar rules isn't just about memorizing arbitrary formulas on a whiteboard. It is about deeply understanding how an entirely different culture organizes its thoughts, prioritizes information, and views the world. In this system, setting the environment is always prioritized over the individual's raw action. So my final question to leave you with today is this. How might your own daily communication or even your relationships change if you forced yourself to fully explain the context before ever taking action? Think about that for a bit. Thank you so much for exploring this with me. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.